Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about the French marigold. The French marigold, Taget petula, I believe is the scientific name, funny enough, is from Guatemala and Mexico. Nothing to do with France. I didn't want to dive too far into the name to figure out why they named it that. I thought we'd stick a little bit more to the life cycle and the science of the plant. So I zoomed in the camera angle a bit so I could show you a little bit more of what I have in this pot right here, which is, this is a full-grown French marigold. It's nearing the end of its cycle. These are annual, so they only live 1 year. The French marigold, you plant it, it's gonna give you a lot of flowers in a short period of time, and then it's gonna die. I think that's one of the reasons it's one of the most commercially used plants for flowers, because you get so many flowers so quick. I know I planted this and it's been non-stop, just dropping flowers. And if you're deadheading, which refers to the practice of cutting right below the flowers they're coming out, it gives you even more, the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know if you can see in here all these little ones. Those are seeds that I took from the very plant, planted them down there, and these over here are 2 cuttings from the plant, just to test how long they would take to root with a new rooting hormone I was trying out. They rooted pretty well. Let me show you. This is what the flower looks like. There's a lot of different variants of the flower. So this is the most common one I was getting, which I believe they call it the Sparky. Because of the color it has, it'll be a little more orange, a little less orange. But there are a lot of different ones. Some are a little more red. Some are, all of those are in the hue, that hue of family of color. But the intensity is different per flower. Now, something cool about the flowers, how the seeds are made. Once it dries out, and I picked a couple because sometimes it works when I try to show it to you and sometimes it doesn't. These petals dry out and this bottom part dries out. I don't know if you can see it on there. And then as the petals come out, those are the marigold seeds. These marigold seeds will come out. They've got a white part up top. I don't know if you can see it there. I don't know, a cameraman today. And those are going to sprout super fast, so you don't have to worry about them dying in a year. I use them all over the window beds that I have in my house, and every time they're dying, I just use their own flowers, grab some seeds, pop them back in the ground, receive a whole new crop of flowers. Some interesting stuff about the marigold: pretty easy to keep. It'll forgive you if you don't water it maybe one of the days. But you do have to be pretty consistent if you want to get the best results for a lot of flowers. Another interesting thing about the marigold, it is always trying to get its space. So this marigold I planted by itself, it did a good job. But if I were to plant 3 or 4 full-size marigolds here, they'll spread completely out and they'll start to develop these little dots, similar to what we saw in the blackberry plant, where once they touch the ground, that'll root also, to give them support, but to get them away from each other, because they want to grab as much sun, as much, as many resources as they can, and not compete with their own species or with any other species for that matter, because that could affect how they're going to grow. So that's something interesting. Another interesting thing, and I actually learned this today while doing some research for the video, these flowers in the Caucasus regions, those mountainous regions and near Georgia, they're actually used as a variant or a replacement for saffron. So they will be ground up into a powder and they'll give food some flavor. Obviously, a pretty nice and affordable alternative when you know that regular saffron's incredibly hard to harvest and incredibly expensive. So pretty cool, unique way they developed to get saffron out of this. So that's about it about the French marigold. If you have any questions about the French marigold, drop them below. If you have any fun facts about the French marigold, also drop them below. I always love to learn from what you guys share, and I love to share your knowledge with everybody else. Thanks so much.